Right, we're back again. Thanks for being here. Let's Paint TV. Just hang in there. I'll be right back with a cup of coffee, and we'll get this show started. Be right back. All right, we're back. We're back. We're all ready to go. Minus, give or take, a few things, but we are over ahead of schedule in some ways, though not necessarily on top of it either. 818-528-4516 is the number. Talking about art, painting, whatever. Crap. All right, forget that. I already feel out of breath somehow. Okay, I'm just hanging there. I'm bada 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 bing, bing bing, swing, batter 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 batter. Okay, I think I posted enough to enough places that in theory, but actually, oh, yeah, I can't do that. All right, that's it. Just gonna have to go with what we got. 818-528-4516 is the number. Having some coffee. We'll get running here in a sec. Let me fix this camera. Always got to fix this camera. All right. We're almost ready to take off. We're about ready to fly like an eagle. Prospects in the house. Good to see you, Prospect. We are here for another exciting hour of action-packed information of utmost importance. Well, we should surely hope so. Surely we will hope that we can conjure up some positive, good vibrations. Do 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 do. Oh, that's Beach Boys. Just alluding to that Beach Boys song. Though we don't want to get too close to the words or the various bars or whatnot, because then we'd be copyright infringement apparently. So but if we screw it up enough, I think we'll be all right. That's sort of how it works. You can allude, but you can't carbon copy. It's sort of that seems to be pretty good. But there's always weird stories, interesting little side things that don't really that go against that or I think such as a company like Disney. I just saw some mouse-looking character that looks, sort of has Mickey Mouse's ears, basically, being, going into battle against Disney, because they are Disney's famous for being very protective of their copyrights. Got some painting done after the show yesterday. Feel great. Okay, great. That's great, Prospect. I'm glad you felt great. I felt great yesterday. But I tell you what, it seems like each and every day I have the feel good vibrations. It seems like what I did yesterday doesn't necessarily keep me going the next day. I have to I feel that possibly I have to it's like Groundhog Day, which probably one of the better movies, at least for sort of the meaning or how you take what the movie's about. But one of my favorite movies, because you kind of can't really rest. You can rest on your laurels, particularly if you have some laurel branches. If you picked up some laurel branches and put them on your bed, that would be a good idea, I guess. You could rest on your laurels. And better yet, rest on eucalyptus leaves. Eucalyptus leaves. Can that be plural? I guess it would have to be. That is a good buffer from fleas. Fleas, if you have a flea problem. Which I did that once years ago, but I don't know if it worked. The best thing about fleas is that medication, the Frontline, or what's the other company? There are two competing products, and maybe there's a third one out there. You put that on your dog and cat, and probably within the next day or so, there's no flea problem. The flea problem is gone. At least for a good month. So thank goodness for that. But back in the day, there was not Frontline. There was not those other what's the other one? All right. Well, anyway, let me get this show, get it going here. We're going to get some painting done here today. We're going to get some good vibrations going on. We're gonna feel better about ourselves, and if we have to do this every day, then so be it. So be it. I signed up. What else are we gonna do? All right, drinking a little more coffee here. Put that down. The number is 818-528-4516 is the number. Feel free to call and ask questions about art, because I can answer them, sort of. Maybe not really. By the way, we're having. Well, I just announced that before we get lost in our various things that we do here. This Sunday I'm going to be in Chicago, and that's going to be fun. World premiere of Inside the Box. World premiere. And so looking forward to that. Quite very excited about the possibilities this Sunday. Julius Caesar Gallery, Chicago. And Monday I'll be giving a lecture at the Art Institute in Chicago. Very exciting. And later on in the month we'll be in Baltimore, which is also just as, I don't know what's more exciting. If you know, it's like it's comparing apples to oranges. They're both exciting things to happen, and that's what life, I think. That's the best part about life, is maybe looking forward to something good. Hopefully it's something good. I guess where life sucks is looking forward to or not looking forward to, but looking forward seems to be a positive thing. But what if you're looking forward to awful things to come? Then that's when you get stuck. That's when you at least for me. So the trick is to if we can. It's not always easy, but let's do it if we have to, each and every day. Okay, so we're gonna get some exercise. We're gonna get some painting done here. Maybe if you see, we're here working on this painting here. I don't know if you can see it as well as I can. I can get the sense that you can't, but maybe you have an add-on to this. I'm opening it up. But I'm not gonna just put anything in, but I'm open to possible ideas. I live in Ireland, but I will be attending your show spiritually. Oh, fantastic! What part of Ireland are you in? Are you near Dublin or Belfast? Are you in a teeny little town on the coast? All right, anyway, let me put my thing on here, and let's get this started here. Let's get the ball rolling here. Also, I want to thank the various patrons. Dublin, prospects in Dublin, fantastic. One day I'm going to make it to Dublin. I hope. I hope to one day. Of course, along with maybe other parts of Ireland and England, for that matter. I haven't not been to the British Isles, and but one day we'll do that. Maybe we'll have a Let's Paint TV tour. That would be fun. One day, and see, that's where the percolation. We're talking about the effervescent percolations of the feel good vibrations come from really being optimistic, I guess, about one's future, even though it may be fruitless. Based on global geopolitical scenarios, which is not you can't. That's a tough go to supersede if you are in the middle of of a scenario such as that. Okay, 818-528-4516. Getting my gloves on, getting our exercise on. Let's get this started. Let's get the ball going. Let's get the ball running. Let's pass the ball. Let's pass the buck. Let's kick the can down the road. People talk about how that's not such a good idea. Conservatives, Republicans here in the United States, they love to bring up that idea. Oh, you can't kick the can down the road. But there are a lot of great things that happen because we do kick the can down the road and pass the buck down to our loved ones, to our sons and daughters, to our grandsons. There is nothing wrong with passing the buck down the road. Let's Paint TV with World Tour. Yes, yes, that's right, Bongo. Anyway, we have, just getting back to, we have a few patrons, a few more new patrons to the Let's Paint TV. And we're now at $21 a month. We're at $21 of pledge support to keep this show up and running, to keep me up and running, to keep me going. And our goal is $3,000. $3,000 a month. That would pretty much put me over the top. All right, and you can find out if you'd like to be a patron of Let's Paint TV. Just go to letspainttv.com. There's a link there, or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/letspainttv. Even a dollar a month is all you need to do. It's simple as that. It's not even gonna have to think about it. It's not gonna put a damper in your. It's not going to wet, well, it might wet your whistle, but it will not, it's not going to, do any kind of serious, I mean, it might be a mold, it might be a little piece of mold, it might be a terrible beginning to your own demise, but that's if we take it the wrong approach. That's how, if it goes the wrong way, of course, anything can go sour. That's just sort of how it works. It seems. So if we can just kind of snap out of it, then and get rid of that ideology or idiom. How about an idiom? We could probably put that in there somewhere. Okay, we are beginning to run a little bit, sort of. Again, I wish this was a little better set up. I need to spend some time to try to fix this. Maybe I'll do that after this show. A programming note: we're not going to be here tomorrow. And I will not probably be back until next Wednesday, and that's because I'm going to be in Chicago, as mentioned. So if you miss me, that's because I'm in Chicago. If you want to catch up with me, I'm in Chicago. Okay, which I've been to, I think twice, and this should be possibly the third. Maybe I've been there 4 times. And not a lot. I have not been there much. So this will be a true, real, or spend any time there, frankly, more than maybe a couple of hours. Just drive through. So this is going to be a real eye opener of sorts. Okay. Having said that, let's get up to speed here. 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516. Okay, so we're looking at this painting, and I guess we could just keep looking at it, and at some point, something might come. So we might have something happen to us, but we might not. It might not ever happen. That's the thing. It's an interesting battle Should I ponder? Should I wonder? Should I think? Or should I act? Should I act upon my urges and let the urges flow through the spontaneity of it all? I'm always inclined to go that route. But I think, particularly to start, which again is not necessarily the correct route to go, or for you particularly, for each and every one of us, there is not a correct route to do what we do or how to do what you got to do. There ain't really no route to do except for the route that feels good for you to make that route. But again, we can try different procedures, procedural end arounds, Statue of Liberty. There's a flea flicker. There are so many possibilities that can happen, that we can approach as we go along. As time goes on, as we keep going and moving. Okay, let me slow it down. I don't want to lose my precious paint thinner. Well, I'm going to have to lose a little bit. There you go. Okay. Okay, back up to speed. 3.5. It's a simple pace. Anyway, so we're kind of dancing a little bit or in front of our painting. We don't really have an idea what. Well, we're kind of stuck with this painting. I don't know if I want to be more, more outlandish, or do I want to be more straight ahead with the with what I'm trying to depict here on the canvas. And partially I do want to just keep it straight up, but I kind of know in the back of my mind maybe that ain't going to be enough. It's not going to be that interesting as of a painting. So we maybe we go back into another, we sort of like, have to start rethinking the what we might need to do. And as such, it's we kind of almost feel a little lost. So without further ado, I'm just sort of doing what what's before me, just sort of painting what I'm seeing here. And again, I'm not really certain that that's what I really want to do, but it's okay. Of course, it really doesn't really matter. Well, it can matter. It's important. Things can be important, of course. We can only hope that that what we're trying to do has some sort of bearing, some validity. But I don't know if it really always ever shows up. It doesn't always. It ain't always going to be evident in what you're doing from time to time. From time to time, we don't always have it always figured out. We don't know where it's going, where we're going, what we're supposed to do. From time to time, we are lost. We're not certain of our direction. From time to time, maybe all the time, we don't know what the hell we're doing, but it's okay. I want to invest in a plein air box, but they are so expensive, says Prospect. I know if they're that expensive. Over here in the United States, you can get them boxes, those French easels, for about $100 or less, and that's not bad. That's an okay price. Okay, you should be able to get something similar over there on the where in your neck of the woods. That's what happens when you don't clean your brushes. They get all stuck. Ah. 818-528-4516 is the number. We're at 3.5. Half a mile already. Get a little water in us. Taking your calls here. Ooh. Getting some painting done. I don't know what the painting's doing. I don't know if I'm really have it. I don't have a direction. I don't have the one direction. I don't have this. I have multiple faceted possibilities. So, but we're gonna go back and forth. With it. Gonna make it work. Maybe. Try at least, to try to make something work. Again, it's not always, this could just be a lost cause. But not for trying though. Not for not trying. We are trying. What are we trying? I don't know. I mean, we don't have a. Again, we don't have a full-on direction. We don't have a route. And partially it's because of other factors. One, I've not committed myself to a particular idea. So I'm still sort of in the amoeba phase, which I think maybe can make things, the wonder, the feeling a little lost. But on top of it, I'm out of paint, and so that also stops me from, and I need to refuel with the very little paint I got left. But I still got a little left here, and I could still maybe do something with just the little bit of paint, which is kind of, I find kind of challenging, working with just the limited. Maybe it's too much or not enough to work with, but nevertheless, it is kind of interesting to sort of do battle with here right now, and maybe we will have to stop. And I don't really want to stop. I'm running. I don't want to stop. I don't want to have to stop. But at the same time, I want to make some sort of inroads. I want to make some sort of moves that I like to see. You know, in the end, it is just it is what you would like to see, really. But we do get tricked into doing stuff because we know others, and after all, we are trying to please others all the time. But also, you need to please yourself with what you're doing. So it's a back and forth with those kind of ideas. But it is also just mark making. It is just a mark making kind of operation. And experiment, ultimately experimenting, even with the limited amount of paint we got. Which is what we got. Oh, here we got some limited paint. 818-528-4516. See if I can scrape some of this off. I don't think I can. This paint is so old. I'm not a big fan of these paint boogers from old paintings, but sometimes you just gotta let it roll. Let it be what it is. What is it? Whatever, you know, let it just be what it needs to be. All right, we're kind of making smoke. I'm kind of a smoky thing. Or a cloud, maybe. Also, what's kind of nice about painting is you don't really have to, we don't have to finish this. And I don't, some ways I don't think I will be ever finishing this painting. It's got that feel, but at least at the moment. But at some point we might just stop working on it because somehow we feel that it is, you know, somehow made enough sense, or we fed up with it. I think a lot of times we can just stop painting because a particular image, because we're energy on it, you know. But there's still some you know, validity, something to it necessarily. It doesn't mean that there is not. 108 calories here, guys. 1 mile. We already got 1 mile. We're going to easily get to 2 miles today, which is kind of nice. And even if it is not, we're not having any kind of breakthroughs, but maybe there are. Maybe we are having breakthroughs. Even if we are in this sludge hammer quagmire, maybe something pops up, and that's those effervescent bubbles, baby. That's what we were talking about yesterday. It can show up by the continuum, by moving on. Okay, let's go to a bigger brush. I always seem to be better off with that bigger brush if we can. Probably need to refuel with some new paint, since I'm kind of running out of, really, I have used up every color except for I still got some green, but I'm not sure I really want the green anymore. Maybe there's some sort of balance game going on here too, right? There's like, we're kind of like figuring out some sort of balancing issues. You're watching Let's Paint TV. We're painting, exercising, taking your calls, reading your chats. We're doing it all. We're coming to Chicago, guys. Chicago this Sunday, Julius Caesar Gallery, inside the box. I'll be inside the box this Sunday. Whew. All right, so there's an idea of what's going on. It has some sort of strange depth of sorts. There is kind of interesting movement here. But I think I need to refuel with the paint. I kind of don't want to do that though. I don't really want to have to stop. Because once I stop, I have a tendency to not get back. All right, let's slow it down here and see what I can do here. Let me think about this. Thinking on the fly. 1.29. We're easily going to get to our goal, or at least I think we will. 818-528-4516. This is Let's Paint TV. Inside the artist studio is really what it's all about. Inside the mind, inside my mind, opening up the hatch for you to peer into Maybe there's some similarities. As well there should be. We're fellow human beings. Maybe we have a little extraterrestrial also in us. But nevertheless, which could be true, I don't know. Nevertheless, we do have issues, all of us. Also, it's the battle. It's a battle of good versus evil. Okay, Prospect says there is a musician called John something who makes himself magic on stage while performing because he believes he achieves more this way. He is very good and a bit like me. Okay, well, fantastic. You know, that's great. There's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of people out there, and I'm glad to be part of it all. All right, let me get some water here. The thing about what I do is that it's never really going to be a commercialized success. And the reason why that is so is because I'm actually seeking reaching in to the inner depths of the inner sanctum. So there's no sugarcoating. I'm not sugarcoating what I do here, and as such, it's never going to be rewarded in the commercial sense. It's not. I'm not sugarcoating what I do. So. In a way, I like to think I'm trying to be as honest as I can. I mean, maybe I'm not. And obviously there would be more things happening if that where it would be sugar-coated had I once one begins to polishing the turd. So right now I'm a big turd in a sense. So, but if we polish it, it would look a little more slicker, more presentable. So, but it's still a turd, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But really, it doesn't have a bearing one way or the other. We just, whatever works for you, whatever successes you have, fantastic. But if you're struggling, which we all end up doing, then feel free to come back and hang out with me, because we sort of we kind of try we're trying to understand it. In some ways, maybe we're open to succeeding, but you know, at the same time, we're also aware of the fact that things don't always work. And we try to make things work. I try to make things work. I try to be perfect. I'm trying. Doesn't always work. Now, we had some flowers here earlier. Could put some flowers here, I guess. I think I like the idea of the freshness on the paint. And so when I see my paintings, particularly when I work on these paintings over a number of days and months and years, there seems to be a lack of freshness in them that bothers me at times. And so I'm aware of that. I think in some ways the freshness, the way the paint is applied, can be as important, or it's actually more important than what is actually being depicted, or the imagery. And that might be the most profound thought that I came up with today. And maybe I'll just quit while I'm ahead. 1.52 miles. I was thinking I was going to get some more paint, and I'm not. Maybe because I'm interested in the idea of that thought, and I'm just sort of wanting to maybe play with that thought, even with our maybe limited palette and ideas, frankly. Limited ideas, limited something. Now there's something kind of possibly potentially not always a good thing, and that is sort of using the leftover paint that's on your palette and just kind of fucking up your painting with it. That's sort of where I'm at with this painting right now, and I probably should just really start with some fresh paint again. But I'm kind of stretching it. I'm sort of I'm pushing it. We're pushing the envelope. We're pushing the envelope. Sort of. Just a little bit. It's about all you can do. As much as you want to push the envelope, you're really not. Figuratively, metaphorically, but it's more or less it's incrementally you're pushing the envelope. You can only push it so much. It's never anything too out of the ordinary or amazingly different. It's always it's all relative. It's all connected, and but we can only hope to push the envelope. We can only hope that the envelope gets nudged, and that's about as far as it does get pushed. It's just a nudge, if anything. All right. Now this area right here, it seems to be an area that could probably benefit with some sort of counter attack, I suspect, or not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm crossing that out too. But then I don't want the cross. See, I put the cross in there, but now I don't want a cross. Why should I put a cross in there, you know? Back and forth we go. Are we looking for equalism? Are we looking for some sort of correctness, clarity? Or am I just cleaning my brush, my palette on the painting and screwing up all the goodness that I had in my painting? These are the brakes. These are the brakes, guys. These are the brakes. This is it. This is what we're up against here at Let's Paint TV. It's confounding. It's dumbfounded research through osmosis. We are ventriculating and reciprocating. Taking your calls, 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516, 1.7173 miles. We're easily going to break the 2 mile barrier here, which makes me feel good in at least somewhat. There's always good articles out there, research about exercise, and I gotta say, I would have to wholeheartedly agree, as much as it seems not to be something that we all generally as a collective want to do. But once we get started, it's generally a pretty fun operation, as is making artwork and making music and all that kind of creative stuff. Even if you're bad at it, it's, as long as we look at it the right way, it's a wonderful, can be a wonderful experience if we maybe incorporate a couple of procedures that might help, but they're not rules. They're possibilities. They're options. They're not essentials, but they could be at any given time to placate your own imagination, your own keep you happy, your own drive, to keep your drive going. Maybe they are essentials, but that they have to, those essentials change over time. I'm talking about what is necessary for you to keep going in making whatever you do. There are no rules, but maybe you need a rule or two. Maybe you need someone nudging you to get you started. But over a period of time, those rules, those nudges are not, they may very well be what's holding you back and keeping you down. The man is keeping you down, possibly. So it's a give and take. 1.89 miles an hour here. Got a few more minutes here. No calls today. 818-528-4516. I somehow have maybe ruined my painting today, but we could maybe fix it. But I need to get some new paint. That's the new move here, is get some new paint. But I'm gonna wait till I get to 10 to 2 miles, which is in just a few more minutes here. 818-528-4516. Hey, we'll be here just a few more minutes ourselves. But then our next time you see me, I'll be in Chicago this Sunday. All right. Nice. Really felt like I ruined my painting. I'm gonna go ahead and bring back some of this. Maybe hey, you know, that's okay. It's okay to bring something back. Maybe I'm no master. In fact, I'm not even close. I'm struggling. I'm a struggling painter for 30 years, guys. 30 plus years. I have moments of greatness, both in my mind or maybe others perceive. But they're only moments. The rest of the time, it is just sort of a tit for tat. It's a battle. But it's a good battle. I got to say, it's somewhat productive. It seems maybe at this moment as a negative Nancy, because of the frustration, the doom and gloom, the waste of the paint. But this can be changed by one fell swoop. One little incremental change, one dramatic move potentially could set you back up in the right shape. I like that thought. I like that possibility. I live for that possibility. I live for that. It makes me feel good. It makes those bubbles burst with joy. But I need to know that's got to be the case. I need to remind myself, and probably we all do, that is what we're possibly are looking for. Possibly here in life. How about that? 204 calories. We're getting close to our 2 mile limit. 190, 1.97, which is cool. I'm That way I can then stop and maybe reapply some paint with some fresh paint, all that kind of stuff. Okay, 1.98, 818-528-4516. That's the number, 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516. That is the number, 818-528-4516. Give us a call. 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516. Talk about creativity. Exercising again. We could go more. We could do further. But at least we did what we did. 2 miles. That's good enough for me. Which really I hadn't been doing a lot of exercise and trying to get back into it. And we got some live performances coming up in Chicago and Baltimore, so I kind of need to be in shape a little bit too, mentally and physically. And sometimes the mental is harder than the physical to be up on everything. It seems at times, but the exercise is helpful. It is, and doing what you got to do, doing what you like to do, also is beneficial thing you can do. Do what you like to do. Okay, our camera went down. You know, these kind of things. I think the trick, though, is to try to be happy. That, if you can stay happy, that's going to fend off a lot of problems if you can do that. That fights off a lot of problems. How to stay happy, how to be happy, that's a tough go. It doesn't always work. There's not one, just like painting. It's an individual thing usually, but because we are all in the same boat together, there's a lot that can be taken from each and one of a lot of similarities. So a lot can be garnished from one another. Okay, guys, that's it. Chicago, we're there this Sunday, Julius Caesar Gallery, and actually Art Institute on Monday at 5 p.m. I'm going to give a lecture, believe it or not, which should be quite interesting. My mom asked me, well, what are you going to give a lecture on? And basically, I'm just going to wing it to some degree. I'm just going to talk about what I like to talk about, which I talk about here all the time, and take questions. And then Baltimore later in the month, the 18th, 19th, 20th, something like that. And then don't forget to be a patron of the arts, patron of Let's Paint TV. To help support us, you can do that for as little as $1 a month, guys. $1 a month. Go there to letspainttv.com or find the link also at youtube.com/letspainttv. Until Chicago, or until next week, possibly Wednesday. Hopefully I'll be back on Wednesday. It's Let's Paint TV. Get out there, paint, exercise, give it your shot. Let out your demons in a positive way. Hey, maybe there's something to that, if you can. That's it. That's it. We're 12 noon. We'll see you. I'm gonna try to mess with this a little bit. Why not? But maybe it helps to look at the painting from afar, and I'm not really getting that at the moment. So let's just see how things unfold. That's it for us here today. Bye bye.